Mr. C going nowhere, 9-7 of hearts, and run like Sean now, King Jack calling. 4 ways to the flop. How about a jack? How about spiking top pair for run like Sean? Just Jeff, I think, given that he has the nut club card, has a sweet barrel spot here, though this board is going to connect with your opponents a lot more often than you, given that he 3-bet pre-flop. And how about a king on the turn? Certainly would have been a great double barrel card, picking up Broadway, though I'm sure, Broadway draw, though I'm sure they knew that running like Sean's going to have 2 pair here 100% of the time. And he is going to bet it out, 250 on this turn card. I think with the ace of clubs exactly, I would call once here with intention of bluffing a lot of club rivers, and if you do spike your 10, you just get max value. Sturdy. Non-club, non-nut club, though, comes right along. Ace-queen. Deuce on the end. See, that would have been just a phenomenal card to run a huge bluff on. Mr. Just Jeff, though, you certainly don't fault the fold when running like Sean's putting this much money in the pot. And Sturdy breaking out for Broadway, though he does have a queen blocker. A raise here would just be so sick, man. I would love to see him turn this hand into a bluff in this spot. There's not a lot that can call you. Like, if even 2 pair or a set is going to be in the just a horrible spot. And dude, he's putting in the raise. Oh, I love the raise. Run like Sean in a miserable position here, though. Given the size of the pot, Sturdy put in almost a full 3x. I'd make it a little bit larger to give your opponent less incentive to call with hand like 2 pair, as he now has to call like 665 to win a pot of 3,100. It's very rare that your hand is not going to be good at least 20% of the time, facing 4-1. Though it is an incredibly value-heavy play. Does get it done, man. Sturdy running the bluffs, running the big ones. He says, do you want to see one? Do you want to see one, folks? Which one am I going to show? Which one am I going to show? The queen of clubs. Love the play there by Mr. Sturdy, getting top 2 to fold. Mr. C. Defending his, or Marcus, excuse me, defending his button ace-6. And Mr. C with a really awesome squeeze opportunity here. Puts it in king, queen, spades. 350, I love this size, it's so good. It's a good play because it's hard to defend against unless you just have a nutted hand. In which case, king, queen suited finds out where it's at pretty much immediately. But Jason with pocket 9s, even facing this size, I don't think he can go anywhere just yet. And strong enough for a call. David gonna let the Jack-7 go. Marcus D follows suit, ace-6. We are going heads up to the flop here. Tournament scenario. KQ v pocket 9s. Great flop for pocket 9s, and second nut flush draw, 2 overs for Mr. C. I'd say this hand is certainly good enough for a barrel on this board texture.
Did I follow her?
Yeah.
What do you mean? No, I'm not interested in it.
Puts in the barrel roughly 3/5 pots, 430.
Wasting your goddamn time.
Jason, rough spot to be in here. Do you have a spade in your hand,
Here's my answer.
which might block some of your opponent's bluffs, though it's not going to be often that Mr. C is squeezing with any combos suited with a 9. So he does come along. And how about just the second nut, spiking it immediately on the turn?
Of course. I am the 1% that won't. Yeah. Well, the culture has changed a lot now.
Kind of go for more value here on the turn. A lot of things you can charge. Sets, straights, weaker flushes that are very much within Jason's range. Bets. Oh, wow. And we see Jason just rip it, dude. He says, you know what? I'm tired of thinking. Let's go. Put the money in. Jason, 2x. Yeah, how can you ever fold? You can never fold. Mr. C. Jason drawing stone, utter dead here.
Get the nut flush?
And, yep, drawing dead. Nine's not going to hold up. We do got to see the river, though. Oh, and just the extra needle on the end. For 4 to the flush, giving Jason 9 high flush, though it does not matter. Mr. C scooping a big one, man. King, queen of spades. Spiking it on the turn, getting the max. Putting in the squeeze here. And Clint, man, in the straddle. Cold calls. With 6-5 offsuits. Now giving Danny just the price he needed to see the flop with 9-8. And Sean now, despite the fact that the SPR is going to be relatively low, he has a hand that has easy decisions post. David is definitely not loving this queen-jack. In worse position, I certainly think this is a fold. But does come along, man. Wow, huge pot. Already almost $2 grand in the middle. Most players sitting at just over 2 SPR. David spiking top pair. You don't actually love it in this scenario, spiking top pair against 4 players out of position. Thinking about donking here, looked like. Does check it over. Marcus D going to check it. I actually like the check here. Yeah, the ace of hearts he could barrel, though this flop is going to smash his opponent's calling range. And a 6, bringing in the hearts on the turn, giving Clint a pair and a 5 high flush draw. David, once this flop checks through, it's so close, man. Yeah, I think he just has to check, and Marcus D got to put out something for sure. Don't want to see a 4th heart peel by any means. I think you got to go relatively big, something like 6 to 900, even into multiple players. Your hand benefits a lot from fold equity. Let's go 500 under 3rd pot. And David in just a horrible spot now. Queen Jack. Marcus D has all the better queens. There is a flush that came through, though it shouldn't be too much of a concern. Unfortunately, in a 3-bet pot pre versus 4 other players, these are the rough spots you put yourself in. Calling Queen Jack offsuit out of position. Puts in the raise. Check raises, man. What do you beat as Marcus? What do you beat ever in this spot? Ever, ever. Oh my God. This is disgusting. Putting Marcus all in. Wow, dude. What a play by David. He's definitely not doing this for value. This is certainly a case of turning your hand into a bluff. Knowing that he's probably going to have more heart combos than Marcus D, who's the pre-flop 3-better. Oh, such a terrible spot. Oh my God. You beat nothing in this spot. You don't beat sets. You don't beat 2 pair. You don't beat a flush. Good Lord. What a sick spot to be in. Yeah, Marcus, I think. Wow, dude. I'm blown away by this. This is an awesome play by Mr. David. Whew. Marcus put out a bet size that provides just enough room for David to ship over top. How can you puts in the fold, dude? David bluffing aces out of the pot, man. 1.9K profit as a result, turning top pair into a bluff. Wow. Thanks again, JT. $10 super chat.
You told him no, I don't know what I'm looking for.
I'm very 550 on the river.
Clint Queen 9. on the button. Certainly good enough for a raise. With a $40 straddle, makes it 140. Just Jeff in the first straddle, queen 10 out of position, offsuits. Probably not going to be good enough, especially in the bloated pots. Goes sturdy, jack 10. Slightly different situation. Puts in the call. We are in a 60-40 here. Wow, jack. How about open-ended for Clint? Backdoor spades. Top 2 for sturdy.
Dude, I guarantee you that there
On a
is
dry
someone
board
out there
texture.
making this money.
We see a flat call. Sturts
There has to be.
puts it in. We are going to the turn, man. 8. Oh, dude, the suck out. The suck out's so hard. Clint turning the nuts. Queen 9 barreling in to sturdy here. Top 2. Sturdy's hoping Clint has ace jack. He's praying he's got queen jack.
We're setting up an account for it.
Asking the poker gods, can my opponent have kings here? Raising here is often going to be the correct play. Targeting ace jack, targeting queens, kings, aces. Clint with a snap call, man. Going nowhere. Damn near beat sturdy into the pot. Huge pot brewing, 2.1K in the middle. Huge stack sizes. Sturdy probably going to go for more value here in the end. And I assume Clint's going to jam over top with the nuts. Puts in 1,000 half pots. I'd probably make it bigger, like 1,500. Though, I guess 1,000 works a little better with Sturdy's stack size. Clint here, jam it. Oh, and then call. $8.3 thousand pot, dude.
I just did a.
What a cooler, man. Clint showing the nuts. Sturdy, top 2, no good in this spot. Clint scooping a huge pot, 8.3 thousand, dude.